Hey guys! So for whatever reason recently I feel like I've been running into a lot of people who have been asking me questions about like going plant-based and what I've done to go plant-based. Do I have any recommendations they can do? I figured I would share a few things with you guys that I think were pretty easy to switch over. So if you guys want to get some ideas, please keep watching. One of the first things that I changed over into my fridge was butter. I am like a big butter freak. I love putting butter on my pasta, on my bread, in different dishes and things like that. So finding a really good plant-based butter was really important to me. My favorite one, and which I actually like more than like my Land O'Lakes butter, is Earth Balance. I really like this butter. The only other one I've tried is the soy-free one, and that one honestly to me tastes the same. So this was a really easy switch for me, and now I use it like all the time. The next thing that I really wanted to get in the habit of liking and tasting was the flavor of coconut. When I was doing some plant-based research, I researched a lot about like what people use as substitutes and what do they put on their pans for cooking and things like that. And I kept finding coconut oil, and I know coconut has a very strong taste and you either really like it or you really don't. I've learned to really like the taste of coconut. So something that was really important for me going plant-based was figuring out like how to incorporate those tastes into my everyday cooking. One of those things that I found really helpful for me was the Pam coconut oil cooking spray. So I do taste the difference a little bit. It doesn't really smell like much, but you definitely can have that, like, you can taste that like after coconutty taste. I like to use this on like my waffle iron or my pans, like when I'm cooking, like just quick things that need a little bit of grease in the pan but don't want to use like oil or butter. I go to my Pam coconut oil cooking spray, and it actually sounds like I need to buy more. Plant-based. Now, I loved peanut butter way before going plant-based. I confess, I used to use the Skippy brand, and it's really funny because actually a couple days ago somebody had like smooth Skippy peanut butter and they didn't have anything else, so I used it for like just the peanut butter and jelly, and surprisingly I didn't like the taste anymore. It was very sugary. You could definitely taste the sugar in it. So something that I went to when I went plant-based and like I'm trying to go all natural and organic and things like that, was the Teddy's all natural super chunk peanut butter. I love chunky peanut butter, so the super chunk was like definitely a necessity for me. But this one is definitely my favorite. It took some getting used to, I can't even lie to you. It definitely didn't taste like what I thought peanut butter tasted like at first, but after like the first few like slices of peanut butter toast or peanut butter and jelly, I definitely got used to the taste. And like I said, now when I try to eat Skippy, I'm just like, no. Too sugary. It doesn't taste like real authentic peanut butter, and I miss my Teddy's. So Teddy's, definitely a good one. Peanut butter is also a really good source of protein, so this is definitely my go-to. So something else that I definitely saw on Instagram and like a lot of social media platforms and that I really wanted to get into was coconut aminos. These are actually really, really good. You can see like my bottle's almost empty. I have like literally like that much. I really like coconut aminos. To me, it doesn't really taste like a strong smell of coconut. It definitely tastes really good. A lot of people use it in place of soy sauce. There are still a lot of soy sauces that are plant-based and don't have any animal products in it, but this one is really, really good. You can see it's 100% organic, gluten-free, non-GMO, no MSG, and right there a little trusty vegan. So this is really good. I love putting this in like my stir fries and noodles and vegetables and things like that. So for me, I really like to mix this with sesame oil. So whenever I use my coconut aminos, I always mix it with Zhang's Pure Sesame Seed Oil. Oh, this stuff is so good. And these two together, such a good combination. I love using these, like I said, for my stir fry, veggies. I'll pour this on rice, like basmati rice. I love pouring this on rice to give it just a little extra oomph. But these, definitely an essential. Something else that I've definitely been experimenting with a lot since going plant-based is tofu. Now, I loved tofu before going plant-based. I grew up with tofu in my house. My mom would definitely cook me this like tofu stir-fry dish that is like to die for and is vegan. So I love having tofu. I love this brand. I haven't tried this like new twin pack thing, but this is my go-to brand. It's non-GMO, USDA certified, organic. I personally love extra firm tofu. I don't like anything else because I feel like it breaks apart really easily. I feel like it's more like mushy. I'm just not a fan of it. And the key with tofu, I know a lot of people are like, ugh, tofu, gross, it's slimy and squishy and it's a weird consistency and things like that. The thing with tofu is it's how you cook it. I found a way that works for me and that I really, really like. So I've cooked tofu in a multitude of different ways. One of my favorites is stir-fry, tofu stir-fry with like some rice, mixed in veggies, things like that. With the tofu, after I prepare it, I'll use my coconut aminos and pure sesame seed oil, and it just like, it tastes so good. I've also used tofu to make a vegan chicken and waffles, and you use the tofu and you deep fry the tofu. I've used it for so many different things. It's really good, but like I said, tofu is really all how you cook it. So if you're looking for like different ways to eat tofu, I would definitely make sure to know how to cook it first. Another big one for me is this Cherry Brook pancake and waffle mix. One of my friends introduced me to this. They have it online at Whole Foods, like so many different places. Personally, I found it cheaper online, so I'll do like a big like online grocery shop for like pantry items. And then what I do with it is I put it in a jar and I mix flaxseed and wheat germ in it. And this gives like my pancakes and waffles and things like that a little bit of extra crunch, and just it also adds obviously some good proteins, nutrients, vitamins, all that good stuff. I love flaxseed and wheat germ. I don't know if you guys can see it. You can kind of see the whole flax seeds in there. I like my flax seeds not in a flax meal, so I just pour like straight up flax seeds in here and wheat germ. And then measure it out accordingly to like whatever I'm gonna make. So this is definitely a staple in my house because I love cooking breakfast and like yummy things like that. Something else that wasn't too hard for me to switch over to plant-based was almond milk. I personally don't really like a lot of dairy products in general. Before going plant-based, I was only really eating like cheese, eggs if you consider those dairy. I didn't drink milk. I didn't even drink milk as a kid. I didn't really eat anything but cheddar cheese and American cheese. And because I didn't like the taste of milk, switching over to almond milk wasn't really a big deal to me. I only use almond milk for like my pancakes, waffles, or for cereal, or like to cook with. For cereal and like the pancakes, I prefer to get the unsweetened brand. The sweetened brand for me is just too much. I'm not really like a big sweets person in general, so I like to cook with the sweetened one. So if I'm making like a cake or a dessert of some kind, I do like to cook with the sweetened almond milk, but anything other than that, I prefer the unsweetened one. I don't drink it plain, so I don't know like how that tastes in comparison to milk, but I do know that a lot of people like to get the sweetened almond milk and give that to their kids instead because they drink a lot more of it. But for me, unsweetened all the way. Another really big thing that I've learned about with cooking and going plant-based and things like of staples that I like to have in my kitchen are different spices like garlic powder, cumin, cayenne pepper, coriander. I have like a lot of different spices in my cabinet I find now, so I can like make my food pretty much taste like anything. I've made like jackfruit into pulled pork. I've made, like I said, I told you guys earlier, I made fried tofu and it tasted like chicken. I make like so many different things, but it's all about like mixing your spices and trying new things. But as far as like my staples go and things that are always in my house, those are definitely like my go-tos. I found that those were like really easy things to either change over from a non-plant-based lifestyle to a plant-based lifestyle, and I found like they weren't very hard to be like, oh, okay, I'm going from non-vegan butter to vegan butter. And it wasn't that big of a deal. It was a gradual change for me. It definitely wasn't something I decided overnight and was like, you know what, tomorrow I'm going plant-based. There are so many people who can do that, and if you can do that, like, shout out to you, because I don't think I could have done that. So to make that gradual change, these items were like definitely necessary in my kitchen. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. Don't hesitate to reach out. I'm definitely not a plant-based expert. I'm just your average girl who's trying to make a change for herself. But if you have any questions, please leave them down below. I'll do the best I can to answer them. And I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.